Welcome to the homestead. Glad you're watching. Well, currently I'm standing at the northeast corner of our property where we're going to put our garden. But we're not going to garden directly into the ground. We do have our buckets, our grow buckets that we created a few months ago, and we're going to use those for the garden. We're going into the winter, so clearly we're not going to have a really what you call a great garden in the winter time. But what we're doing this weekend, hopefully, we are building what they call a high tunnel. It's kind of like a greenhouse. It's done with cattle fencing that's arched, and we're building a framework that it's going to attach to. It'll have screen on the bottom, and then plastic goes over the whole thing. It's going to keep out the wind, the rain, snow. Hopefully it won't hail because it'll pop holes in it if it does hail. But anyhow, we're going to grow them inside because of all the bugs and things that seem to be out here in Texas. In California, I didn't do much effort to grow a garden. I grew them in pots. I used to joke and call it was my pot garden. Unfortunately, California legalized marijuana, and it wasn't as funny when I'd say my pot garden because they actually thought it was pot. But it used to be funny to say that I was growing a pot garden. People get all like, what? But my gardens were grown in pots, and it didn't take much effort to do it. There weren't a lot of bugs, not like here. Zucchini grew beautifully in California because they don't have those things called squash bugs or those things called squash worms. That's a new phenomenon for me, and it's disgusting, and it kills the plants. So I'm hoping by doing the garden inside this high tunnel, I'll be able to maintain the bugs better. There's so many crickets and grasshoppers and things that can eat and damage the garden out here on this property. So we'll see if I'm able to do it. We need to keep it sealed up during the early stages of growth, but at the same time, when the flowers start to bloom, we're going to have to let in the things that help pollinate, unless I decide to try to pollinate everything myself, and gee, I don't know about that because I barely can grow a garden. So I guess you would say I have a brown thumb, but in order for us to survive the higher prices of fruits and vegetables, I've got to learn how to do this. Anyway, I got a little sidetracked there. We're going to do a high tunnel. It's going to be done with cattle fencing to make the arch. We're going to do wood framework. We bought some more of those garden pillars. We're going to use those instead of 4x4s or 2x4s because they were way cheaper. And we're going to frame it, put the cow panel on, and then plastic goes over the whole thing. On the bottom part of it, we're going to have screen, but the plastic will go over the screen. And then when it's hot in the summer, you roll up the sides and allow the cool air to go through. We'll also put a window in and a door in to allow circulation to go in so it doesn't get too humid, too hot in there. And so anyhow, that's what we're up to. But there's a few things we need to do first. First, these two burn piles is what we burned last week, and I need to come here with the wheelbarrow and a shovel and shovel up all of this ash that's left behind. Secondly, there's a tree over here that has to go, and so we're going to have to drop this tree. And so once we get those two things done, we will mark out where we're going to do this. We'll punch the holes, drop the poles, and see what else we can do getting this thing moving along. So stay tuned. Okay, burn piles are picked up, trees down, just need to bury the hole, and we'll be good to go with measuring things out. Got to get the hole digger because that's where we're going to drop the stuff down. Lee needs to bring the truck over here because he's got the pallets of all the good stuff. He's doing something right now with it. Don't know what. I guess we'll have to just wait and see. Okay, we're gonna have to put more dirt in there because it's got a good dip because the tree trunk's not there anymore. But that's okay. When we dig the holes, we're gonna put pack dirt back around the posts we put in the ground. But we will have excess dirt and we can fill that hole. It's only a little bit down, but enough to where it will puddle, and it's going to be right outside of the high tunnel's door. So anyway, let's keep moving. Okay, while I was standing over there, I noticed the ground was real soft in a spot, and as I kept pushing on it, a bunch of ants came up, fire ants. So this is a nice powder. We kill off the ants. It'll kill them within a few minutes, according to the bottle anyway. This section here is like the flattest part of the entire yard, I think, and it looks really great. It's going to be full of nothing but this high tunnel, which is kind of sad, but it's the best place because there's really no shade that can get to it. The more we go over that way, the more shade we get. Sun goes that way. Let's give this some thought. Because we don't have our fence up on this north side, we really don't know where the property line is. There's a bunch of trees and bushes and junk down there, so we can't see a clean shot down there. We do know that it's at a slight angle. So we've brought this out according to the property line, not according to the part we've got cleaned up. Because the part we got cleaned up goes beyond our property line because we were getting ready for to put our fence in, which is quite interesting. Would be quite lovely to keep, I don't know, 10 feet of their property nice and cleaned up until they sell it, and then put our fence in over here. That would give us 10 more feet over that way, but alas, that ain't gonna happen. Well, until we get the fence in anyhow. Okay, so you see what happened is we went to measure the other side so we could put in the next wall posts, and it ended up being like way off, and we're like, what? And so we remeasured this one, and we only put 5 of the posts in. We totally forgot the last post, and so we were off by 4 feet. So Lee's dug another hole. We've extended that 4 feet that we should have put in last time, and now all's going to be good as soon as we get this post into the ground. Then we'll go back over to fixing that other side once this one's done. Okay, there's the outer post getting ready for the hog wire test. Lee's gonna do that tomorrow because he wants those posts to get set at least overnight, and then we'll keep working at it. The sun's going down, so we're gonna just go ahead and call it a day. But we sure appreciate you watching. Be sure to like and share, press the notification bell, and subscribe. And be sure to watch our next video so you can see us continue on this high tunnel. Bye-bye now. God bless y'all.